It gives me the quiz happened this morning at 11:30 this morning. Agus hui an dún, agus an Calvin, agus condigere free chicken bout a canish shaw. So we have down Calvin and Derry in this bout a canish of the quiz. And I'm now going to hand you over to our quizmaster, Fergus McGee, o condigun ngal a vesicol don codjela de Ranagest.
Good meal, my good Anya, you can banatid and Ked Sky. Just Ekel Rashers Gal to be Shaw. Agus Boyle Marish Deuce. We has a horch special to the organising committee of SCORE here, and I particularly would like to thank Rona Lennon and Philip McGovern for giving me the opportunity to be here today to ask the questions. We had a fantastic morning. We had 60 questions earlier on inside in the clubhouse in the area there, and as was said there, it was a good competition, but there's 3 teams that got through. And the format now is each question today at this part is worth 2 marks. And we had Breda come into this with 56. They got 56 out of 60 in the first part of the quiz. And jointly on 49 would be Cornafane from Cavan and St. Malachy's from Castle Dawson, Conde Gurra. So Almore, and Churrock, we wish them all the very best. Agus Ryanwich, just while I'm Richard Deuce Faste, Mickey Corrigan and Shaw Conde Winhan Beshessen, Egg Value, so he'll be collecting all of the sheets after each round. And Thomas Close from Derry is doing the correcting, and Gareth McGreevy from down here beside me is doing both the time and the correcting. So without further ado, very much Thuslech and Ked Boute, Agus and Ked Kesh don Ihish and CLG, the GAA. And Ked Kesh is named the chairperson of the GAA Football Review Committee, which was set up to enhance Gaelic football with a number of new playing rules. Christian name and surname both required. Kesh Ibrado, Star in the Hearn, Irish history. In what year was the Battle of Clontarf? Kesh Ibritri, Chiroliac na Hearn, Irish geography. What is the second largest lake in Ireland after Lough Neagh? Agus Kesh Ibritri, Cursi Rahan na Hearn, Irish current affairs. The Irish presidential election takes place later this year. What is the minimum age allowed for an Irish presidential candidate? Agus Kesh ever quig, all is general to general knowledge. What is the chemical symbol for platinum? If you could please collect, and if the second members of each of the 3 teams could now please make their way forward. Carclior Bouta Idal, Head Kesh and Common Blue Class Scale, the GAA. Name the Kildare senior football team manager. Ceist Star in the Hair in Irish history. What year was the Irish tricolour first flown publicly by Thomas Francis Meagher in Waterford? Ceist Tree, Chiroliac na Haireann, Irish geography. What is the second longest river in Ulster? Ceist Cahir, Cursi Rahan na Haireann, Irish current affairs. Paul O'Donovan was one of the Skibbereen rowers who won gold at the Paris Olympics last year in the men's lightweight double sculls. Who was his teammate? And we need both names. Ceist Quig, Aulus General to General Knowledge. Who wrote the book Gulliver's Travels? Mayu Mickey's just picking up just while the teams are making their way for the third round. I'll read out the answers to round one. The chairperson of the Football Review Committee is Jim Gavin. The Battle of Clontarf was in 1014. The second longest river in Ireland is Lough Corrib, and 35 years of age is the requirement to be in the running as a presidential candidate. And PT is the chemical symbol for platinum. About the tree, you had Ceist van Cumminlú Clascale, the GA. Who was the top scorer in the 2024 Senior Inter-County Football Championship? Ceist Star na Haireann, Irish history. Name the Irish woman who attempted to assassinate Benito Mussolini in 1926. And we need her full name, Christian and surname. Ceist Tree, Chiroliac na Haireann, Irish geography. At a height of 794 metres, which is 2,605 feet, Mount Leinster straddles the border of Carlow and what other county? Ceist Cahir, Cursi Rahan na Haireann, Irish current affairs. What month will the Oasis concert take place in Croke Park? Agus Ceist Quig, Aulus General to General Knowledge. What is 20 degrees C in Fahrenheit? Gurmaigov, so Mickey, you could collect the answers there at the hall. Gurmaigov. Now, while the last members of the teams, I'll give you the answers now to bout Adá. The Kildare football team manager is Brian Flanagan. The tricolour was first flown in 1848. The River Erne is the second longest river in Ulster. Cursey Rahan the Hearn then is Fintan McCarthy was the name that we were looking for with regard to the rowers and the double sculls. And Jonathan Swift is the person who wrote Gulliver's Travels. About the Cahir, he had Kesh and Common Lou Class Gale, the GA. Who were the first winners in the hurling Tier 2 competition, the Joe McDonagh Cup, that was first played for in 2018? Keshjiver Adá, Star in the Hearn, Irish history. Named the British registered ocean liner that sank when it was torpedoed by a German U-boat approximately 11 nautical miles off the old head of Kinsale on the 7th of May, 1915. Keshjiver Tree, Chiraliacht, the Hearn, Irish geography. How many counties does Tipperary have a border with? Keshjiver Cahir, Cursey Rahan, the Hearn, Irish current affairs. Who won Dancing with the Stars on RTE television last month? Agus Keshjiver Quig, and hopefully the last question is always general to general knowledge. Who wrote the words of the following songs? The Last Rose of Summer and Oft in the Stilly Night. Cart Gilior, Becky, if you want to collect the sheets of the hall, or am I good? And now we'll give the answers to round 3 and round 4. The top scorer in the Inter-County Football Championship was Ryan O'Donoghue with 3 goals and 48 points. A great achievement when you think about it, because that was despite the fact that Mayo were eliminated from the championship in the preliminary quarter-final stages. Violet Gibson was the name of the Irish woman who attempted to assassinate Mussolini. Wexford is the other county. That's both Carlow and Wexford are the 2 counties that are straddled by the mountain, Mount Leinster. And current affairs, then we had August is when we will have Oasis in Crow Park. They're on the 16th and the 17th of August. And 20 degrees C is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure you all know, you just take 20 degrees, you multiply 9 by 9, divide by 5, and you add 32. The last round was the first winners of the Joe McDonagh were Carlow, and that was on the 1st of July in 2018. and the one following at 226 to 124 defeat of Westmeath in the final. And in Irish history then, the Lusitania was the liner that was sunk off the old head of Kinsale. And 8 counties actually straddle, 8 counties border County Tipperary, and they are Offaly, Laois and Kilkenny, from Leinster, Waterford, Cork, Limerick and Clare and Munster, and Galway and Connacht. And in Irish current affairs, as we all know, Rhys McClanahan won the Dancing with the Stars last month. And in the general knowledge, the man who wrote The Last Rose of Summer and Oft in the Stilly Night was Thomas Moore. So, sin the question lig corra, we're just waiting now on the result. And we have Thomas and Gareth are working very, very hard, and they actually we seem to have a result, have we? So we have the results. So Derry are in 3rd place on 69 marks, and Cavan are in 2nd place on 75, and Butchery and Lyon and Doon on 82 marks. Trwy bwyd y bos mor ddiffel efo'r da. Good meal Maig of Harja, and I hope you enjoy the rest of score. Good meal Maig.
Okay, Harja, good meal Maig of August, Cogarjas Le Breda and Shin. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Breda also hold the title of All-Ireland score, or All-Ireland Tranagast Gaelic this year. Breda won it as well in Croke Park. So I don't know if it's the exact same team that won, but I see some familiar faces. Guramila Moyagov le Fergus McGee as Nakeshna Corlekela August of in a Western guest. Can we have a round of applause for Fergus, please, for being. Before we do the presentation to Breda here, can I ask everybody in the Rinka Fornia competition to make their way side stage to your left, please? So, ta Brona Lennon and Shaw, Kaiherlach score Olu, August Philip McGovern, Rooney score Olu, Lish and Vronu Ayanu, the Breda, Cundy and Doon, Cogarjas Law. Okay, so Sheelam Gowilmwich Corvere, we're nearly ready, are we? Our musicians are setting up here. So Ardwaha are our first team on, and they are going to be dancing A Trip to the Cottage, and it's Niamh Maninya Kileva O'Cundy Ardwaha with A Trip to the Cottage. Eamon has muted me. Very few people can do that, Eamon. Gur míle maith of Ardwaha agus Anish and Darna Clubata Ogina and Glan Condigura representing Derry. We have Waddy Graham's Glen, and they are dancing the trip to the cottage as well. Bully Boss Moore to Waddy Graham's.
Shivan Glen, Ben and Glen as Cundy Derry, that was Glen from County Derry. And they were represented by Catch Ithrahan, Sarah Nicanali, Evelyn McKinley, Maeve McGilligan, Catch Nicklosky, Kiva McLaughlin, Catch Nivarain, agus Clar Niconin. Agus are now by Shizan, Egeri, and Creo Winshid and Area Kenyal. So they'll be hoping that that performance was enough to retain the Ulster Score Championship that they won last year in Cayley Dancing. So Ben and Glen agus Ben a Drainish le Bugger Hig and Cade Condiella agus in Condi Intrum agus Niamh Murda as Ahagal.
Mai sibh condi gira, agus an céad condi ela atagin anish, a galan condi intrama, and they're dancing the cross reel. So bulu boss more the condi intrama.
Mai sibh a galan sin bin an iran as níomh mara agus is siad na daisrí bhí achan a líise ní crothair, Ciara ní crothair, Cívan again, Éirín again, Unan again, Cléana MacDonald, Unan MacDonald agus Civa ní Larkain. And that was St Mary's Ahagalan. The dancers here, we're told, have been dancing together for the last 10 years. They're from the southwest corner of County Antrim on the Loch Ness shores, and a very strong club for participation in score. So ben agah níomh mara Ahagalan agus ben muid bug a réinis hig Condi Hírón. So lagi muid de Anya.
Before I put on the last group of dancers, can I ask the competitors in our solo singing competition to come side stage now, please? So that's all competitors for solo singing, lower dull. Okay, and group of Jernachata again in San Rinka, Fornia and Shaw na Common Neve Aina and Omi Condi Hírón, and they're going to dance a trip to the cottage. So Bulu Boss Moore, the Condi Hírón.
my Shevin Chen, le Common Nivena as an Omi. Well done to the girls from St Mendes in Oma. It's their 4th appearance in the Ulster Final of Score Sinsir. And the girls were Brona Nicoldrick, Granny Nigarmala, Faith McParhaline, Emma Nicuage, Anya Waira Nirahali, Sinead Niwelaine, Emily Duffy, August Kirsten McGowan. So my Shiv Academy, August Rin Shades and Trip to the Cottage Kamoy. So that was in the competition 3 versions of Trip to the Cottage and the Cross Reel. So Shinjero, Lish and Kiad Comertus and Rinka Farnia. So Bemwich Ig Bugur Hig on Araniacht Inner.
We're just discussing here side stage. Isn't Score brilliant when you see the wonderful spectacle there of that first competition? So well done to everybody there in that first competition. So Guramila Mayagov done a club and a league, and for everybody who helped prepare them to get them to that stage as well. It's just amazing. Okay, Akarja, can I just ask for extreme quiet in the hall, please, while there's no going out or in and opening doors, please, when this single competition, when you have a single competitor here, it's very difficult for them on stage. So if you could just make sure all the phones are on silent, please, or switched off as well. Okay, so and Céad Omihora to Ogin Anish, Asan Shan Wallach Condigura. We have Emer ni Whale Callan, and Emer is singing Sleeve Gallon Braes.
As I went walking one morning in May to view on fair valleys and mountains so gay, I was thinking of your flowers all doomed to decay as they bloom around ye, bonny, bonny Slieve Gallion Braes. 'Twas oft of a morn with my dog and my gun, I like to go roving for joy and for fun, but those days they are all over, and now I'm far away from ye, bonny, bonny Slieve Gallion Braes. 'Twas oft of an evening, and the sun in the west, I roved hand in hand with the one that I love best, but the hopes of youth are vanished, and now I'm far away. So farewell unto ye, bonny, bonny Slieve Gallion Braes. 'Twas not for the want of employment at home that caused all the sons of old Ireland to roam, but those tyrannizing landlords, they would not let us stay. So farewell unto ye, bonny, bonny Slieve Gallion Braes. Farewell to old Ireland, the the land that is so green, to the parish of Lisson and the cross that bound the screen. May good fortune shine upon you while I am far away. So farewell unto ye, bonny, bonny, Slieve Galleon Braes. Gormaigh.
Hui Emer Shin Logan Galanta de Slieve Gallen Braes a Kildun ag Emer Mulholland as common Neve
Mai hu Emer an chéad am hor ella atá again na common nuclear scale Rory Vacasmont Portlanone Condi Intrama and it's Kathleen O'Jumman and Kathleen is going to sing Blackwater Side. Okay, so Corrigi Falcha War Riv Kathleen O'Jumman.
One evening fair, I took the air down by Blackwater side. 'Twas gazing all around me as the Irish lad I spied all through the first part of that night. We lay in sport and played. Then this young man arose and gathered his clothes, saying, "Fare you well today." That's not the promise you gave to me when you first lay on my bed, and you made me believe with your lying tongue that the sun rose in the west. Then go home to your father's garden. Go home and weep your fill and think upon your own misfortune that you brought with your one to will. There's not one girl in this whole town as easily led as I. When the sky does fall and the seas run dry, why it's then you'll marry I. Why it's then
Anway Aristella, agus ben Catchlin Diamond from Port Glenone, from Roger Caseman's Port Glenone, ag on the Intrama. A bhíogan in sin agus ceol sin
Gur míle maiagad a Catchlin. Anish ta Condi and Doon again, Dryhead Way O, and it's Emer McGee, and Emer is going to sing John Riley the Fisherman. So Curragee Fáilte War Riv, Emer McGee o Condi and Doon.
One morning fair to take the air, alone I chanced to stray down by a silvery winding stream that ran along the way. I overheard a maid complain as the tears fell from her eyes, saying, "My love is on the ocean wide, bound for America." John Riley was my true love's name. He lived in the town of Bray. He was a fine young man that ever you did see. My father, he had riches, while Riley, he was poor. All because he was a fisherman, they could not him endure. Well, her mother took her by the hand, and this to her did say, "If you be fond of Riley, you must shun his company. Here is £100 in gold, and it can all be used. Send Riley to America, and you can follow too." So Eileen took this money to Riley, she did say, "Sing this very night for to take a life my father charged is gone. Here is £100 in gold, and it can all be used. Send Riley to America, and I will follow you." It was early then next morning, young Riley sailed away. But before he put his foot on board, these words he then did say, "Here is a token of true love, to break it now in two. Here is a ring and half my heart, until I find out you." It was 3 or 4 months after she was walking down by the quay, when Riley came back again to take his love away. But the ship was wrecked and all board was lost, and my father grieved full sore. He found Riley in her arms, both drowned. Oh,
the shore. He found a letter on her breast. It was wrote with blood, saying, "Cruel was my father, who thought he would shoot my love. Now let this be a warning to all young maidens fair, for to never let the lads they love sail to America." Thank you.
Moi who Emer and Shin, Kyoshi Galanta. Emer is no stranger to the score stage, having represented Mayo Bridge in numerous Ulster finals and Ceilidh dance and solo singing, ballad group and even the novelty
Could I
act.
ask the competitors in the Airshore to come side stage, please, just before we put our final competitor in this competition on the stage? So Anish Tamajik Bogu go Fermanach, go Beleka, Gail Nahernia, Imeleka, and our competitor is Aoife Ní Rahali, and Aoife is going to sing Our Own Rebel Heart. So Currigi Fáilte War Riv, Aoife Ní Rahali, O'Condi Armanach.
So you've heard of James Connolly and brave men like Pierce, who fought a rebellion for a free Irish race, and a leader among them, long kept in the dark, was our own rebel hero, the bold Thomas Clark. Raised up in Dungannon in the county Tyrone, where all through his youth was this bold rebel's home, and with his brave comrades in the old IRB, he started his fight that this land could be free. And through his life as a rebel he did undergo the cruelest of torture that mankind could know. 15 years penal serving through silent and dark, when the true son of Ireland, the bold Thomas Clark. From a small shop in Dublin he worked day and night to rally the people against England's might, and they once tried to take him, his spirit to kill, but our own Thomas Clark was unconquered in will. In the year of 16 it all came to a head, when our own rebel hero he rose from his bed, and with his comrades around him they marched through the streets, with their rifles hung proudly for England to meet. But misfortune fell on them like a bolt from on high, for countermand orders through Ireland did fly, and this great Easter rising they tried hard to save, but cruel work had been done by the land of the slave. And with a new proclamation and bright hopes for their land, in fair Dublin city these men made their stand, for they knew that alone they must strike a blow. So outmanned and outgunned to their fate they did go. And all through that week savage fighting was done, when those true Irish patriots battled the Hun, and amid the bombardment that bulldog did bark, went the true son of Ireland, the bold Thomas Clark. And when the fighting had ended and victory was lost, they gathered their soldiers and counted the cost. The rising was over, they could not prevail and win back their freedom in the land of the Gael. So taken as captive to Kilmainham did go, court-martialed and sentenced by a cruel English foe. The rising was over, he gave out a sigh, and our own Thomas Clark, a bold rebel, did die. In the history of Ireland there ne'er stood a man who would sacrifice more for the sake of his land. And one day bright freedom will rise from the spark of the true son of Ireland, the bold Thomas Clark. Carmela Mayaga.
Mai who ifa an sin Gerald leis an Araniacht Einar Anesh Kamai and Darna Commertis Arden and Trio Commertis and Umlin Estocha.
Carmela Mayaga Aoife. Tamajig Bogu Rai Anesh Higan Kid Commertis Ella and Ahri Shorak the recitation. And our first county here is Cundy and Doon, and we have Kieran McAnally from Commonly Clasgael, Neve Brona, Cashlin Rury, and he wrote this himself, and it's entitled The Mentor. So we all know how important mentors are in Score, and Kieran has written a recitation about that. And Curragee Fáilte War Anish Riv Kieran McAnally O Cundy and Doon.
Jia Dave is Misha Kieran, but so is my da, so you lot can call me Kieran Og. And if you'll indulge me a while, I'll tell with a smile about my mentor in Scorn and Og. It was in the year of our Lord 97, when this knock, it came at our door. It was Tony Williamson from St. Brona's Rostrevor, recruiting for the Score. My da, he'd never heard of it. He was more into the game with the ball. But my mum was much more interested. She'd been once in Uri Town Hall. She remembered the singing and music and the buzz of the thrilling set dancers. But she knew Paddy Me would just look up and see that our boys were, well, red and black chancers. So Tony suggested the recitation. Mum said yes without hesitation, pointed at me. Oh, it was sheer devastation. Do you see, this would be my first time on stage, and I was still only a cub. But our mum had long since decided that our boys would step up for the club. So, what would it be? Maybe Wee Huey, or an extract from Angela's Ashes, or an Orange Man's Hell by your man Jimmy Young. But where would we find orange sashes? Well, Mum took out her poetry books and studied them one by one. Then said, dancing round my handbag sure sounds like a lot of fun. I rehearsed it for weeks in the front room. From morning to well after dark. But the reality was there was less chance of me winning than the Euros coming to Casement Park. And the costume 'twas a bit restrictive, if you know what I mean, with rollers and makeup for the crowd's enchantment, and 2 oversized lemons for some much-needed enhancement. Oh, Kearney, look at you there, with that perm in your hair. Oh, surely you're a star in the making. Now, if you just go out and remember your words, and all Ireland is there for the taking. Well, I got up on stage and forgot my lines, and that was me only starting, with the beads of sweat running down my face, and the nerves had me farting. When I got to the wings in a hurry, the whole world knew I was beat. But there waited proudly my mother, clapping and out of her seat. Well, that was that for that sure act, and it's sure safe to say that the confidence was rocked. But for Score, our mum had now gotten a taste, and so entered us into the quiz, you know, the Tranagast. Oh, she sat quizzing us for hours. She said we couldn't fail. Sure, me and my brothers, Tom, Michael and Chris, we all loved Common Nuclear Scale. But the problem was the questions ranged from the Taoiseach to Wolf Tone, and oft times I'd look a bit silly. These were the days where you answered into the microphone. The great Jerry Quinn set the questions. Where he got them, nobody knows. Kieran, what does the G stand for in GPO? Well, G stands for geezer, I suppose. Now, if you weren't doing so well, they might call out your score in Irish. But according to Mum, we were the pride of the parish. Of course, we were set for All-Ireland fame, and she told the club's committee the same. So I guess you could have imagined the shock when the quizmaster said, Andrew Strever, a hocked. Oh, Mum said we were like a novelty act, and that's where the future did lay. Treating these boards with my brothers in new class, come out to Siver Shea. We had the easiest job in the world, for our Mum was a superscript writer. Committing ourselves to 8 rehearsals a week, our acts they got tighter and tighter. The early years passed with much of the same, back to our home with a frown, until in the year of 2000 we were crowned the champions of Down. It was off to each corner of Ulster we went, our mother, some others and us, to Galbally, Scottstown or sweet Silver Bridge, all crammed into a red minibus. Our Mum became known for her plays far and wide, coaching the sons she adored. The proudest when we conquered Ulster in 2012 and 2004. Without her, I simply wouldn't be here. And though dementia, it's taken her mind, Kathleen McNally, my mother, the greatest mentor I ever could find. As I look out into this hall tonight, I see many a familiar face. And I know there is someone else doing that job, and someone else has put you in that place. It may be your mother, your aunt, or your brother, or simply your local club member, having true faith in your talents and giving you nights to remember. And though her memory is jaded, and our glory days, well, they've long faded, I'll honour my mentor forever as I take to the stage in my red and black for Mum and for Straver. Garmil Mugg.
Mai hu hearing agus fé doami into brodole sin is kinse. So be much bugger rain is can kid on me hor ella.
And can we dedicate that to all the mentors in the hall tonight, please? And Kate Daniela to again Tomas O'Ruddy from Common Class Gael, Vic Racton, Inishkeen, Condy Winahan. And Tomas's recitation is entitled Gut Your Man. That's G-U-T, Gut Your Man. Okay, so Tomas O'Ruddy, Condy Winahan, Bulu Boss Morla Wardall.
100 years ago, the great poet Patrick Kavanagh played football for Inniskeen Grattans. And today I'm going to give you his thoughts and memories and reminiscence on those events. It was 2:30 when the whistle blew and the ball it was threw in. The hero Murphy grabbed it and he kicked it with the wind. Go on now, Mickey, gut your bloody man, lay into him. Bog him. A football match was taking place in my imagination. Up and down Jackie's stony meadow the battle raged. 1 minute the ball was in their side of the field, the next minute it was in ours. And I was there. Yes, not as a spectator. No, I was in the thick of it, milling all around me and showing everyone in the parish that Paddy Kavanagh was no coward, and he wouldn't be cowed, even at the risk of a broken neck. The team we were playing that day, oh, they were a mean, miserable, low-down class of a team. They're the sort of boys that stoop to nothing to win a game. For instance, one of their boys got a bit of a souse out in the middle of the field. Well, he laid down on the ground and he roared and he bawled like a bull a sculling, hoping the referee would take our man's name and put him off. Now we weren't averse to a few tricks ourselves, and we could be maybe losing a game, we'd have the pitch invaded, and the game would be blew up. But on this Sunday the battle raged, up and down that meadow. I was between the sticks that Sunday. There was a high lobbing ball coming in. I called for it, I went up and I caught it and I kicked it. And the ball went out of play, about 40 yards out into the spectators of the opposition. One of their spectators caught the ball and kicked it back into play. We protested, but the game went on. But we kept protesting, and while we were protesting, they scored a goal. But we kept protesting. Eventually the game was called back, and the young man that kicked the ball back into play was pointed out to the referee. The referee said, "Did you kick that ball back into play when the Inniskeen goalie kicked it out?" He said, "I did not. In fact, I didn't even see the ball." The referee says, "Well, do you swear on that?" "Oh, I'd swear on anything. Sure, wasn't I at Mass and Holy Communion this morning?" And the referee, being a religious kind of a man himself, he believed him. The goal stood, and we were beat by a point. Then I took all the abuse. You see, while I was doing me protesting, didn't I let the ball run in between me legs? And one fella shouted, Kavanagh, you should have wore a bag apron. And another fella says, maybe he'd get a loan of his mother's for the next game. Talking about me mother, when I went home, she was waiting at the door, and she gave me the usual scrutiny. And she saw the wee cut above me eye, even though I had my hair pulled down over it. Oh, she says, "You got a kick." "Oh, about a kick to the head." "Oh, mother of God, am I the lucky woman that you weren't carried in here on a stretcher paralysed? The same football is only a scourge. Did you win at least?" Bet be a pint." She said, "Yes, we're never fit for none of mine. As long as secular, yes, we're never fit for none of mine." So there was only a pint, and Charlie Traynor wasn't playing. But why not? His mother wouldn't let him. And it's right she was. And a lot more mothers, including myself, should do the same. And Paddy Duffy had a wide open goal, hit the ball 10 yards wide. He wouldn't hit the parish if he was standing in the chapel door. Would you quit your own excuses? From day dot, yous could never beat done of mine. Never beat them. Shut up, you. It was only a skittery goal, and only for the referee. Only for something the sky'd foul. My brother Peter told me that one Sunday when he was out for his walk along the Pacific Ocean outside San Francisco, his attention was drawn to young men of a rural Irish complex, all hurrying along with their little bundles under their arm. Curiosity got the better of him, and he followed them. And he came upon a football match in progress. Men with hurley sticks were running up and down along an unmarked sideline, chopping the toes of the spectators. Stand back, and give the boys room." And all around the field you could hear that familiar cry. "Go on now, Mickey. Got your man. Lay into him. Bob him." Here we were, halfway around the world, and things were no different than they were at home. And the great Pacific Ocean was nothing more than a glorified boghole, gurgling with eels and frogs. Many years later, when I lived in Dublin town, there was a barman, and he hailed from our neighbouring parish of Dunamine. And he loved to raise me and vex me with the only lines of poetry he ever knew. Inniskeen came on the field, their hearts were stuffed with pride, but they fell before the fountain eyes like grass before a scythe. Yes, they fell before the fountain eyes like grass before a scythe.
My who Thomas and Shin. The notes that were sent to me beforehand, it says it's half a century since Thomas Ruddy togged out for Inniskeen Grattans. Remembering those games now, he's not surprised it took 50 plus years for them to seek his services again. But my who Hamash.
Condy Ardwaha, and Siobhan is going to recite the Lurgan legend, penned by herself, written by herself. So the Lurgan legend, Corrigi Fáilte War Riv, Condy Ardwaha, agus Siobhan na Gilla Aspag.
this one's a cracker. And completely true, it said. In the 1700s in my hometown Lurgan, they buried a woman who wasn't dead. Now, to set the scene, I'll start my tale as she begins her married life. A Dr. John McCall from Market Street made our young Marjorie his wife. Oh, he loved her oh so dearly. And to show her that he cared, he placed a ring upon her finger. They were to be forever paired. This golden band, it sparkled and it fitted nice and tight. And Marjorie swore, "Oh, John, I'll never let it out of sight." They spent their time together happily until, poor Marjorie became unwell. She was struck down by the fever and her limbs began to swell. As the fever ravaged her, her skin became quite sallow, and as the fight left Marjorie, her breathing became shallow. Now, she fought the illness bravely, but the fever was too strong. And John could tell, his wee Marjorie actually didn't have too long. He called one of his doctor friends to see what he could do, but this doctor sadly shook his head. "Sorry, John, her time is through. I cannot find a heartbeat. I will record the time and date. Marjorie's off to meet St. Peter. He's waiting at the gate." Heartbroken at this loss, John set about to organise her wake. But as her body was prepared for rest, a strange stance he did take. Her much-beloved wedding ring you are not to remove. It is to stay with her forever, our eternal love to prove. Now, whispers of this strange request spread all about. There was gossip over countertops, cups of tea and pints of stout. Word spread like wildfire, till it reached a motley crew, a nasty group of grave robbers who happened to be passing through. They heard about John's strange request, and by this ring they were enticed. So off they set for Shankle Graveyard to carry out a heist. These resurrectionists, or sack-em-ups as they were known, stole from our departed, sometimes even the very flesh and bone. I'm sure you'll agree, times were tough. People had to make a penny where they could. But that carry on, that was definitely no good. Before the dirt had time to settle on Marjorie's final resting place, these men approached with spades in hand and scarves to hide their face. They dug the coffin up, prized open the top, and as the moonlight hit the golden band, it caused their mouths to drop. Now they pulled and tugged that wedding band with all their strength and might. But that ring, it wasn't budging. It was stuck there good and tight. Then one of them produced a blade. "Come on, we haven't time to linger. You hold her hand. I'll cut that ring right off her swollen finger." As the knife cut into Marjorie's swollen, sallow skin, those men were in for a surprise as she took a sharp breath in. Her eyes shot open suddenly, and like a banshee she did wail. "Ah!" The men ran off, their legs like jelly, and their faces awful pale. Marjorie, bewildered, scared to find herself shrouded and in the ground, got up from her resting place and headed for the town. She stumbled up the street towards her and John's wee house, where friends and family gathered there, consoling her poor spouse. She knocked upon the door in a most familiar way. "Well, that's Marjorie's knock," cried John. "Sure, I'd know it any day." Saddened as he realised, sure it simply couldn't be. Off he headed for the door, unprepared for who he'd see. And that is where our story ends. Now, depending who you hear it from, some will say John dropped dead right there, others that he was just struck dumb. But one thing's for sure, our Marjorie was alive and very well. Records show she lived for years and even had children after a spell. And I can see what you're thinking. Load of rubbish. Can't be true. Will you take yourself to Lurgan? The grave's there, not looking good as new. But on it is written, well, engraved to be precise, here lies Marjorie McCall, lived once, buried twice.
Oi Shiv, Siobhan Nicola Aspig, and Siobhan, they're from Clonagale or in Lurgan, and that's a story that I would have been very familiar with growing up in North Armagh.
My who's Siobhan, Gurmila Moyagat. Can I ask the ballad groups to come side stage now, please, before the last competitor goes on stage? So all ballad groups, if you could make your way side stage, please. And Dinja Jernachata Oginanishna Shosu McManus from Drumlyahan, Condi and Cowan. And Joe has penned this himself as well, and I think it might have elements of a true story in it. The Kit Man. Corrigi Falcha War of Joe McManus from Drumlyahan, Condi and Cowan. The Kit Man.
Well, this story began when the present kit man asked me to give him a hand with the senior team. You'll do it. I don't know, there's an awful lot to do around here. The garden fence is broken. She wants shelves putting up. I haven't really the time. Look. Just come along for the one game and you'll see what you think. A challenge game to start the year, followed by team bonding. Sure, what harm? A bit of fun, and maybe a few pints of beer. And as I sat there, I thought to myself, do you know, I might just enjoy this job. No bosses or no stress. That was until the present kit man took a cardiac arrest. Out hunting with his hound, on top of a mighty hill, clutching his chest, he fell to the ground. Oh, he survived. And I'm stuck with his job. And that's when the phone call started. The chairman, the secretary, the guards. The guard of vetting. I'm not a murderer. I've never committed a crime. Then there was the manager, or some ex-county star. I'll call over to you and I'll talk you through the job. So I put on the kettle as our treasurer counted out his couple of bob. I'll add you to our WhatsApp group, he said, as he sat there sipping me tea. 42 members, and I made number 43. Well, this thing, it near exploded me head. Ping, training at 8 o'clock this evening. Kit to be at the field at 7:45. Ping, oh, now I'm travelling from Dublin, so I'll probably be a little late. Ping, I'm travelling with him, so I'll probably be the same. Ping, I have rehab for injury this evening at 6 o'clock, so I'll train on my own. Ping, what time is training at? Ping, it's at 7 o'clock. Ping, I think he said it's 8 o'clock. Check the previous message. Ping, I want you tugged out and on the field at 7:45. Ping, so it's 7:45. It never stopped. Excuses and questions. Oh, it really was a holy show. Pains and aches and strains. And one lad calving a cow. And so the year began, and all was going out relatively to our plan. 2 wins and a draw. But each jersey spick and span. And there I was, with bags upon me back and gallons of water in each hand. 42 bibs, 22 footballs, 24 water bottles. By the time I got to the dugout, I was hardly able to stand. Between reserves, seniors and under-20s, 42 times that year I'd saddle up me back. As the year went on, I became more jealous of the last lad and his heart attack. For you see, now I had another job. Our medic, he'd fallen out with the manager, the ex-county star. Now, I don't know the details about this row, but his parting words were, "Who the hell do you think you are?" Well, if I wasn't rubbing at their ankles or their elbows, I was spraying them with deep heat. ACLs, DCLs, cruciate bits I'd never heard of. And with all this going on, I hardly had time to take a seat. And then, of course, there was the footballs. Now, there's a big net at the back of each goals to stop the balls from getting lost. And if you tied this net at the back of a boat, you could empty an ocean. It wasn't big enough for these lads. No. If I wasn't after a ball up a tree, I was wading to me waist out in a drain. And with all this going on, I never seen 1 minute of any game. And then on top of all, the championship started. Bags of bananas and Jaffa cakes, more for me to do. Lads jumping up and down and stretching. Do you know, our dressing room, it really resembled a zoo. And then our star player, he came up with another injury. This time, it was his big toe. As our manager entered the dressing room, I was massaging and I was washing it. Well, he says, is he good to go? I think it's the top half that's wrong with him, you know. And so the year concluded. The fence is still broken and the shells are still on the ground. And you know, I must be deluded. There's a new manager in place now. Oh, another ex-county star, and just last week he rang me and he asked me to be part of his team. He told me all of his ideas and how that he really was excited. Well, he says, are you in? I paused and I thought for a moment. And then I answered, I'd be delighted.
Moihu and Shin Joe, well done to Joe, representing Drumlane in Cundy and Cowan.
Guramila Moyagat Joe. That's the end of another competition, so it'll take a wee bit of time to get set up for the ballad group, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes. And this lovely group of people are representing Niamh Éanna and Omi Cundy Huron. So let's see the Tyrone support in. There we go. So when the microphones are all set up, St Enda's will go ahead with Edward on Lough Erne Shore and Chera Wallaroo. Guramila Moyagat.
The sun was setting behind the mountain, the dew was falling upon the leaves, and I was seated beside a fountain. A feathered songster sang upon a tree. With love and longing his notes were sounding, may be reminded of days of yore, where in a bower I picked a flower, remembering Edward on Lough Erne shore. The cuckoo's note on the air is sounding, with song so pleasing to greet the ear, and every note were a bliss abounding within the valley, if he were here. Each step I take by the winding river, where we have wandered in days of yore, reminds me of Edward, my only lover, and makes me lonely on Lough Erne shore. A crop of sorrow my heart has faded, my hope decayed, and in the night time, when all are sleeping, awake I lie weeping till the break of day. For woe has wed me, delight has fled me. Why did you leave me, my love astorn? But love compelled it and banished dead words, and now I am lonely on Loch Erin's shore. Oh, could I move like the wind or the ocean, I'd send a sigh o'er the distant deep. Or could I move like a bird in motion, by Edward's side I would ever keep. I gently soothe him with songs, amuse him. My love I'd prove him, he'd sigh no more. And 7 years they would soon pass over. We'd both live happy on Loch Erin's shore, and we'd both be happy on Loch Erin's shore. So William Marta de Variga Genta.
Look how the lights of the town are shining now. Tonight I'll be dancing around. I'm off on the road to Galway now.
Look how she's off in the town, she's off on a search for sailors. So there's fine fellas here to be found. She's never been one to stay at home. Home you'll go and it's there you'll stay, and you've work to do in the morning. Give up your dream of going away, forget your sailors in Galway. Chero while you a chero while you a chero while you a very chero while you get sponsor while you marta de Variga Genta. Come now and follow me down and down to the lights of Galway, where there's fine sailors walking the town and waiting to meet the ladies there. Watch now, we'll soon be along, he's finer than any sailor, so come on now and pick up your spoons, he's waiting to hear you play them. Woo!
Here today and she's gone tomorrow, and next she's going to Galway.
Jigging around and off to town and won't be back until morning. Chero while you're chero while you're chero while you are very chero while you go sponsor while you marta de Variga Genta. Off with the spring in my step, the sailors are searching Galway for a young lady such as myself, for reels and jigs and maybe more. Stay here and never you mind, the lights of the town are blinding you. Sailors they come and they go, but listen to what's reminding you. Handsome men surrounding you, dancing a reel around you. Home you'll go and it's there you'll stay, and you've work to do in the morning. Give up your dream of going away, forget your sailors in Galway. Chero while you chero while you chero while you are very chero while you go sponsor while you marta de Variga Genta. I'm home to dance till dawning. Jerrawally, 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 we're very. Jerrawally, there's fun, so Wally, we're tad of Origa Genta. Stay a while and we'll dance together now as the light is falling. Reel away to the break of day and dance together till morning. Jerrawally, 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 we're very. Jerrawally, there's fun, so Wally, we're tad of Origa Genta. Jerrawally, 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 we're very. Jerrawally, there's fun, so Wally, we're tad of Origa Genta. Stay a while and we'll dance together now as the light is falling. Reel away to the break of day and dance together till morning. Jerrawally, 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 we're very. Jerrawally, there's fun, so Wally, we're tad of Origa Genta. Dovoriga J, Dovoriga Genta.
Moishiv Condi Heroin. Anish Tamajagolga Condi Intrama Hig Glenravel. And their two songs are the Glenravel people at the back of the hall there. Do I hear some support in for them? Moishiv. Their two songs are Mra na Heron or Mana na Heron and Chera Wallaroo, the same as the last group. So Curragee, Falcha War Riv, Glenravel, Condi Intrama.
Cheryl-Wallaroo, 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 Cheryl-Wallaroo. Look how the lights of the town, the lights of the town are shining out tonight. I'll be dancing around, I'm off on the road to Galway now. Look how she's off from the town, she's off on the search for sailors. Oh, this fine fellow's yet to be found, she's never been one to stay at home. Home you'll go and it's there you'll stay and you've work to do in the morning. Give up your dream of going away, forget your sails and go away. Cheryl-Wallaroo, 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 very Cheryl-Wallaroo, sun so warm, we're tired of working gentle. Come now and follow me down, down to the lights of Galway, where there's fine sailors walking in the town and waiting to meet the ladies there. Watch now, he'll soon be along, he's finer than any sailor, so come on now and pick up your spoons, he's waiting to hear you play them. Woo! Here today and she's gone tomorrow, and next she's going to Galway, jigging around and off to town and won't be back until morning. Cheryl-Wallaroo, 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 very Cheryl-Wallaroo, gets fun so warm, we're tired of working gentle. With the spring in my step, the sailors are searching, going for a young lady such as myself, for reels and jigs and maybe more. Stay here and never you mind, the lights of the town are blinding you. The sailors, they come and they go, but listen to what's reminding you. Handsome men surrounding you, dancing a reel around you. Home you'll go and it's there you'll stay and you work to do in the morning. Give up your dream of going away, forget your sailors and go away. Cheryl-Wallaroo, 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 very Cheryl-Wallaroo, gets fun so warm, we're tired of working gentle. Da-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Say a while and we'll dance together now as the light is falling. We'll reel away to the break of day and dance together till morning. Cheryl-Wallaroo, 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 very Cheryl-Wallaroo, gets fun so warm, we're tired of working gentle. Cheryl-Wallaroo, 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 very Cheryl-Wallaroo, gets fun so warm, we're tired of working gentle. Don't worry, get gentle, don't worry, get gentle.
Mai Shiv Condi Intrama. Anish Jerhingwell, couple of Dynasty O Ardwaha. I would say we have a bit of Armagh support in the hall. So we now have Niamh Padraig, Carrigan Croppin, O Condi Ardwaha, and they are going to sing Only Our Rivers and Fill the Fluter's Ball. So Torigi Bulu Boss Moore, Do Condi Ardwaha.
Apples still grow in November, when blossoms still bloom from each tree, when leaves are still green in December. It's then that our land will be free. I've wandered her hills and her valleys, and still through my sorrow I see a land that has never known freedom, and still only her rivers run free. I drink to the death of her our manhood. Those men who would rather have died than to live in the cold chains of bondage, to bring back their rights were denied. Oh, where are you now when we need you? What burns where the flame used to be? Are you gone like the snows of last winter, and still only her rivers run free? How sweet is life, but we're crying. How mellow the wine, but it's dry. How fragrant the rose, but it's dying. How gentle the wind when it sighs. What good is in youth when it's aging? What joy is in eyes that can't see? When there's sorrow in sunshine and flowers, and still only her rivers run free, and still only her rivers run free. Have you heard of Phil the fluter from the town of Ballymuck? The times were going hard for him, in fact the man was broke. So he just sent out a notice to his neighbours one and all, as to how he liked their company that evening at a ball. And when writing out he was careful to suggest to them, if they found a hat of his convenient to the door, the more they put in whenever he requested them, the better would the music be for battering the floor. With the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, like a herring on the griddle, up, down, dance around, crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety at Phil the fluter's ball? There was Mr. Dennis Doherty, who kept a running dog. There was little crooked Paddy from the Tiralocket Ball. There were boys from every barony and girls from every art, and the beautiful Miss Brady's in her private ass and cart. Along with them came bouncing Mrs. Cafferty. Little Mickey Mulligan was also to the fore. Rose, Suzanne and Margaret O'Rafferty, the flower of Ardnagullion and the bride of Petrifore. With the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, like a hen, like a herring on the griddle, up, down, dance around, crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety at Phil the fluter's ball? First little Mickey Mulligan got up to show them how, and then the widow Cafferty steps out and takes her bow.
I could dance you off your legs,
says she,
as sure as you were born, if you'll only make the piper play the hare was in the corn.
So Phil played up to the best of his ability. Ladies and the gentlemen begin to do their share. Faith and Mick, it's you that has agility.
Begore, Mrs. Cafferty, you're leaping like a hare.
With the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, like a hare, like a herring on the griddle, up, down, hands around, crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety at Phil the fluter's ball? Then Phil the fluter tipped a wink to little crooked Pat,
I think it's nearly time
Says he.
for passing round the hat.
So Paddy passed the cob around and looking mighty cute. Says
You have to pay the piper when he tutors on the flute.
then all joined in with the greatest joviality, covering the buckle and the shuffle and the cut. Jigs were danced of the very finest quality, with the widow bet the company a handle in the foot, with the toot on the flute and the twiddle on the willow, like a heron on a griddle, up, down, dance around, crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety, it'd fill the fluter's ball. With the toot on the flute and the twiddle, like a heron on the griddle, up, down, dance around, crossing to the wall. Oh, hadn't we the gaiety at Fill the Fluter's Ball?
Mai sé bh chalní sin na calníonn sin as ceirde go croppain bhí orlann sin ar an gitár agus ar an mhórlan, agus bhí Garagine, Orla, Blanad, Ciara agus Shannon a gíonn sin as ceirg a croppain in Eisgurt ard Waha.
Gurumila Moyagov, Carrig and Croppen. Now, we're joined on stage now by Drumlehan, Condi and Cowan, so the representing the Cavan people. Well done, great Cavan support in tonight. We have Common Luke Lascale Drumlehan, and they're going to sing She Muldu Aglana E and the West's Awake. So, She Muldu Aglana E and the West's Awake. So, Bully Boss Morella, the Condi and Cowan.
She mulled of a glanny, she mulled of an argy, she mulled of a stirgan on Rosa. Stop fine, she film around, Jevanoga just on down. She mulled of a glanna barlum. Kabogum merchlish, nil din a gumna year, och made of a vukra lofa. Jimishistria, Masur Tomo Creel, is when she McKeel go more. She mulled of the laggy, she mulled of the nargy, she mulled of the stirgan on Rosa. Stop, I should film around, Jevano just on down. She mulled of a glana barlum. Mishivek gone free, fast to Kini Veen. His small of a do Sahoiga. Hock is fun go honin, a lauris leshving. Hoodie nowhere hila. She mauled of Glani, she mauled of an argy, she mauled of a stricken on Rosa. Stop, find your film around. Jevanoga just on down. She mulled of a glana barlum. She mulled of a glanny, she mulled of an argy, she mulled of a stirgan on Rosa. Stop, find your film around. Jevanoga just on down. She mulled of a glana barlum. She mulled of a glana barlum. When all beside a vigil keep, the west asleep, the west asleep. Alas, and well may Erin weep when Connacht lies in slumber deep. Their lake and plain smile fair and free, mid rocks their guardian chivalry. Sing, oh, let man learn liberty from crushing wind and lashing sea. that chainless wave and lovely land, freedom and nationhood demand. Be sure the great God never planned for slumbering slaves a home so grand, and long a brave and haughty race honored and sentineled the place. Sing, oh, not even son's disgrace can quite destroy their glory's trace. For often in O'Connor's van to triumph dashed each Connacht clan, and fleet as deer the Normans ran through Cushleave Pass and Ardrahan, and later times saw Jesus brave and glory guards Clonrickard's grave. Sing, oh, they died their land to save at Aughrim slopes and Shannon's wave. And if, when all a vigil keep, the West asleep, the West asleep, alas, and well may Erin weep, that Connacht lies in slumber deep. But hark, a voice like thunder spake, the West's awake, the West's awake. Sing, oh, hurrah, let England quake. We'll watch till death for Erin's sake.
Moi Shiv Calney Grimlahan and Shin, well done to the Drumlane girls there. Hiol Shade She Muldu Lanai August.
Gurmila Moyagov, could I just get the house lights on, please? Turris. And I will announce, I'll just check if they're ready to go before we announce clear stage. They are. Okay, clear stage, time starts now.
Why, who, Moira?
Ah, poor Paddy at Mickle. Here I am in Ireland at long last. I wonder where this journey take me.
Well, your road good you dang in ye hoosh. And what takes you to Dingle today?
I'm third generation Irish, but I'm not exactly sure where in Ireland my people came from. As far south as Kerry or north to Donegal.
Ah, you mentioned my home county, Cheer Conan. And you know, Kerry's good. But we have one thing in Donegal that's not down here in the kingdom.
And what's that?
Daniel O'Donnell, Ireland's favourite singer. Now, I might even take you there one day. Now, what would you like to order from the menu?
Oh, I'll have a Americano and a fruit scone, please, ma'am. Say, would anybody around these parts help me find my Kerry roots?
Oh, Kerry boots. So don't you have a pair of them belonging to Pat Spillane in the barricade?
The shackle borla butter. They're cha roots, not boots.
Oh, Myra, did I ever tell you the story on how I got them boots from Pat Spillane?
Oh, not that old skill again, Potty. Kit, what's the story with the Yank?
He's here to search for his Irish roots, and he needs our help. Have you any ideas?
Huh, sure, Potty here knows everything. Would you know anybody who could help the Yank?
Oh, I know just the man. Sir Arthur Michael, he's now a government minister, and I suppose that makes him an expert in everything. Oh, the hill here is. Great timing, lads. We need your help.
What can we do for you folks? A dual carriageway
No, not to you lads. We have an Irish American here looking for your help.
Oh, and tell me, sir, what polling booths are you registered to vote in?
No, he's not here to vote. He's here to trace his Kerry roots. Would you boys have any ways of figuring this out?
I know. I'd ask you a question. And any man with even the smallest amount of Kerry blood in him would know the answer. Could you tell me, sir, what is County Kerry better known as?
Would that be the Rebel County?
No, that's County Cork. Kerry is known as the Kingdom.
Now, rich machiner, well, ditch.
God damn it.
Well, I'm convinced there isn't a drop of Kerry blood in you. By the way, you didn't give me your name.
Patrick Joseph John Donaghy.
The third, no less. Danny, give Kieran Donaghy a call, for I think this man could be related to him.
Hello, Kieran. Walto. I have an American tourist here that I'd like you to meet. You're what? You're training the Armagh team on Crow Patrick. I hope you got permission from Jared Burns by email before you done this. Anyway, maybe I'll send this American to Mayo to meet you, so. Slán go fáil. Michael, maybe we should take this man to Mayo ourselves.
I'm a government minister now, and I have more important things to be doing than off gallivanting to Mayo.
Oh, 'tis all right for you with your new job. Mind you, I could do with the expenses. Especially now that you left me in opposition.
Don't worry, Danny. When Michael Lowry becomes the next rotating Taoiseach, he'll see you right.
Oh, thank you, Grandma.
And where is this crack, Patrick? Would it take us long to get there?
Oh, to take the best part of the day on the bus, Patrick.
Never mind the bus. If you know the road, honey, sure you can drive my hired car. Buckle up, honey.
That sounds like a plane landing at Knock Airport.
God damn it, I thought there were new speed limits enforced around here.
Can't be the faster go crew, Patrick. Are you all set for the climb?
Well, that's a fair hike up this big mountain.
Mountain? Back home in the States we got bigger speed bumps than that. See, who's that guy over there in the green dress and hat on? Is that Kieran Donaghy?
No! Hey, shouldn't Patrick, Ireland's patron saint?
Welcome to Mayo. It's great to see us here now on Reek Sunday.
We came here to meet Kieran Donaghy. Ca Welsh, eh?
Kieran, come here a minute. There's a man here to see you.
What can I do for you folks?
Oh, I'm on a journey of discovery, searching for my Irish roots. We've got the same surname. I wonder, could we be related?
Well, Yank, I'm going to throw you a high ball, and I need you to field it for me. We'll soon know if you're a relation of mine after this. Figrimir Shin is stocky. No good, lads. I'm convinced. You're no kin of mine, and with ball handling skills like that, so you think you're trying to catch a hot potato. Now, Yank, could I interest you in buying a ticket for the Armagh County Board GA draw? They're £20, and you could win a house.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Well, good on you. Best of luck, Yank.
You remind me of another Irish American that came here looking for his ancestors. John Wayne. He starred in The Quiet Man. It was filmed around here.
And how did he get on?
Oh, he got on very well. Sure, he found himself a wife and settled down here. You know, you
might find your own Maureen O'Hara here. Now, I must be off. God bless you on your terrace.
And where shall we go to next?
Oh, there's only one place left that I would take you to, and that's Destination Donegal.
And who's going to help me up there?
Oh, as I said earlier, my good friend, Daniel O'Donnell.
The fáilte rómh go dtí an lá géile ag féile mai an clohan ré. The Bert and the Marys and Shaflam and you. Oh, agus the escort and Shaw Foster. Yeah, the Marys bit douse about doing this. Could I get fáilte wrong too? Agus Daniel O'Donnell like douse of Foster. Why who hena Daniel? Agus key shot for that.
Well, how is all doing? Daniel here. And sure, haven't I this year's Bay on Mary, Noreen O'Donnell along with me. Tell us about your Donegal connections, please, Noreen.
Sure thing, Daniel. My great-grandmother Noreen was from Creaslock in Donegal, and she emigrated to America in 1923, and the first of the family to return home.
Oh, hello, Kathleen.
Hello, Daniel.
How are you doing?
Not so bad
Sure,
at all.
what takes you back home?
My good friend Patrick Donaghy is an American who has come to Donegal with me, searching for his Irish relations.
I've been listening to your story, Noreen, and it reminds me of a song I used to hear back home. I think it was called Noreen Bon, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure, I know the song well.
And this Noreen came from the Bayonne area and was supposed to be related to me, but I was never so sure.
My great-grandmother worked with Noreen Bon in America. She was always on about Noreen and Patrick too. I done a bit of research, and Patrick's surname was Donaghy. Noreen fell ill in America, and Patrick took her back home to Donegal.
Yes, Patrick felt that the clean air would help Noreen, but alas, she died not long afterwards. After the funeral, Patrick returned to America with his young son, Patrick Og.
Well, it's all becoming very clear now. I think Noreen Bon was your great-grandmother. And I think you've just discovered your Irish roots.
Well, thanks be to God, because I've travelled all round the Emerald Isle searching for my Irish roots, and I found them right here in good old Donegal.
And I think you might have found more than you came looking for. The general correlation last special to shop, Charlie much versa den Tauron Cluche, Noreen Bon. Saying, Noreen, you are calling.
It's from years since you have gone. 'Twas the curse of emigration laid you down, my Noreen Bon.
Clear stage. Time ends now.
Mai Shiv and Chlohan Leon Shin, agus an piece of Yachuin Shin and Terrace.
Occasion, Tuesday, competition, and new class. Anish Tamaj Gularai Hig Condi Heroon, and it's Nave Column Killia, St. Column Kills, and Carrick War. And their newer class is entitled It's for the Club. So we'll just check with them if they're ready to go, and we'll announce the clear stage. Okay, so Chiron and Carrick War. Okay, clear stage, time starts now.
That's Wayne's, that's all I need. It's 5 minutes to finish this Zoom call. Well, Matty, how's it going?
Well, Annie, not too bad. Yeah, that's a fierce storm tonight.
Terrible, isn't it? Come here, is it just yourself in the Zoom there? I thought it was meant to be the whole committee.
I was hoping the whole committee would be on tonight.
Oh, there's Anthony now. The three of us is here, so we may as well. Gia Eve, Ahandana, August Falcha Gaji, are Crinny and Nacht. Be Mudagola Kains for your Tame Shore Aragon Nua, La Hastra La Hemorrhoid Shincher Guji Kleha as Bolia. So, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's great to see such a great show of you, all three. So, our fundraiser is well underway for wait for it, helicopter and helipad to take the senior players to away games. The travel sickness in our club is getting worse, and as a club, we need to all come together and do something. Also, the constant bill from CMG coaches is too much to pull out anymore. So on that note, Anthony, for the fundraising, I'll pass over to you.
Anthony, you're mute. You're muted, Anthony. You see the microphone at the top right hand of the screen? Hit the microphone, Anthony.
Can you hear me now, Matty?
Can hear you now, good man.
Oh, sorry, I must have been on mute. Sorry about that. As I was saying, as head of the fundraising committee, I'd like to welcome you all here today. As you know, we're trying to raise much needed funds for the procurement of our helicopter, August helipad. The aim will be to raise £23 million through the sale of our £1 tickets. I know what you're thinking. That's a big ask. But I can assure you this is one small but mighty team. Can I also take this opportunity to thank the wonderful ladies within our committee for offering to make the sandwiches while we're out on the road. Got my other ladies. Over to you, Matty.
Thanks, Anthony. Just a quick one there. I think the committee agreed 230,000 is what they wanted to raise. You said 23 million. I think maybe you counted one or two many zeros, but that's all right. You mentioned £1 tickets. Annie, have these been printed yet? Can we not maybe do £20 tickets?
Come here, Matty. Me and you'll finish that at a later date, if that's okay. I promised the wee ones I was going to finish this Netflix show with them before the Wi-Fi kicks out. Sorry again, man, I can't help you. My extreme phobia of people, it's getting out of hand. But the best of luck, and let me know how you get on, alright? See you later.
Tasha, fur. Always run out of milk.
Fierce cold night, hey. You know nothing about it. Are you eating already?
So I'm starving. But I haven't even been home tonight.
What goes away? We haven't even been to the first house yet.
Tell me this. How come we got Ballymore to sell tickets in first?
It was the first place in the list, Anthony.
Well, who's doing Slackneil then?
We're doing Slackneil.
Well, who's going to do Silverbridge?
Us again.
Are we going to sell all the tickets?
We're selling all the tickets, Anthony. Do you not mind? There's only two of us in the Zoom call.
Sure, it's going to take for ages.
That is going to take for ages, but here, it could have always been worse. Do you mind when the tickets were going to be £1 each?
Oh, that'd have been going stupid, eh?
Well, wait till you hear, right? I have the whole plan learned off, so I know what I'm going to say, so let me do the talking, all right?
What do you want me to do?
You do the knocking.
Just knock the door.
You just knock the doors.
You talk, I knock.
Sound good? Let's try this first house. There's a slither at the front door here. It looks good.
Let's go.
Give her a knock.
Oh, he's not meant to be here for another half an hour. I haven't even got the tally meat back.
Did you knock the door there?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. Give it a knock.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Right, let me do the talking now, okay?
You do the talking.
Oh, hello, boys.
Oh, hello there.
Hello there, Mrs. How you doing?
Well.
How you doing, Mrs.?
Are you lost?
No, we're in Ballymore.
Can I help you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can help me. Yes,
no. Yes, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, miss. We're here to sell tickets for St. Colmcille's GFC. They're £20 each.
Oh, sorry, lads. I have no cash on me.
Oh, that's no bother. We'll have the card reader here.
Got a card reader?
Of course you do.
Top
Listen,
away.
the thing is, I met this really good-looking lad online a few weeks ago. He's taken me to the Whistling Donkeys tonight.
Oh, I love the Whistling Donkeys.
That's great. Here, just top
No,
away
I'm
there.
going to save all my money for that.
No bother.
Do you know what, actually, before he comes, you wouldn't throw a bit of that tan on my back.
What? Well, of course. Well, I'll start at the top. Just
The white patches.
Oh, the white bits.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What? Sorry, miss. We're just leaving. Enjoy the Whistling Donkeys. What are you having?
What is wrong with you?
We're here to sell tickets for the club.
2 minutes. 2 minutes puts a bit of tan in somebody's back.
You get no money for the club tanning people's backs. On to the next house.
Yes, you are grumpy.
Here, look, that sign says no cold colours, so we're going to go on to the next house right after the ring Annie here.
What?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Does he care at the lower store? What?
I'll call you back. Did you ring the doorbell?
No, I knocked it.
The sign says no cold collars, boys. Can you not read?
We're very sorry, miss. We're here to sell tickets.
Sorry. Is that a tanning mitt on your hand?
It's next doors.
What do you want? Sorry, miss. We're here to sell tickets for Colm Kills GFC. They're £20 each. If we could just have a minute of your time.
Look, I still have children to get to bed, and I still have my 10,000 steps to reach. Walk with me.
Okay. So, as I said, we're trying to safeguard the welfare of our senior team players.
What's it for?
We've a lot of travel sickness in the team at the minute, to be honest with you. And we're looking for
What's it for?
You see, missus, to tell you the truth, we're trying to raise money to buy a new helicopter.
Seriously?
And a helipad. Now, not a real big helicopter, just enough.
A helicopter? Don't be so ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's just a wee one.
What is so ridiculous about looking to buy a helicopter for away games?
Everything sounds ridiculous when you're wearing it down in it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Hello there.
Oh, hello there.
How are you?
How you doing?
That's a lovely fleece you've on you.
Oh, this place? Oh, thanks. It's Fourth Ark. It's an Irish brand. Bought it this week. Every woman and child in the country has one. Are you lost?
No, we're in Ballymore. No, we're not lost, no.
We're selling tickets tonight.
You're selling tickets?
Yeah, we've done 2 houses there, and this is the last one tonight.
Oh, you're going to that house there?
Oh, just right here, yeah.
Come here, dear. Funny, I'm selling tickets as well.
Right.
Maybe I could go with you.
Well, you could. But hold on. We have a system. He does the talking, I do the knocking.
Okay.
You happy enough for that?
Happy enough, let's go.
Well, let's go on ahead then.
Maybe you
Maybe we're better staggered.
Come on.
They're not going to buy from 2 clubs at the one time.
Give it a good knock there. Before somebody comes.
Well, there's lights on anyway.
Just the late show starting soon.
Oh, I love what they keep
I just don't want to miss it, you know. Oh, here, what are you doing? Nobody there. Sure, that's the way it goes. Here. But you know what, lads? See if you go down that street that I just came up. There's really big houses. They'll have really big wallets. You'll get loads of tickets sold. Good luck to you.
Oh, thanks, missus. Thanks for your help. Right, good luck. That was a weird one, wasn't it? Well, it is a bit strange walking about selling tickets for a jar of milk.
But here, what do you do with the tickets?
What tickets?
The rest of the.
Oh, I've left them at the house. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. You're a disaster. Oh, hello there, missus.
How are you?
I'm doing the best. How are you?
I'm good.
Aye, well, we're out selling tickets.
Are you?
Would you like to buy a ticket?
Come here, I've got no cash on me. Sorry.
Don't worry about that. Matty,
yep.
Have you the card machine?
I do, mate.
This lady'd like to buy a ticket.
Oh, would you? That's brilliant. Here's £20 for the club. Great cause.
I'll give me phone to tap.
Everyone's on the phones these days. Hey,
that's a good one, isn't it? Isn't she way familiar looking?
We just met her on the road 2 minutes ago. Do you not mean the fleece?
Oh, for goodness sake. Sure didn't recognise her without the milk.
That's it. Hopefully it'll work. I bought this fleece during the week, you know, so hopefully it'll work.
That's the way through. Brilliant. Here, now, I have one here.
Oh, thank you very
Best
much.
of luck. Hope you win.
So do I.
I hope we're back with the prize.
So do I. Slán
All
go
the
fine,
best.
man.
Good luck,
All the
Slán.
best. Here, look, that's Annie ringing me now. She must be FaceTiming me. Where do we get her up? Hello, Annie.
Well, boys, how are you getting on?
Not too bad. What do you hear this? We just sold our first ticket.
Oh, isn't that great? Well done. Only 11,499 to go.
11,499 more to go.
You can't think like that. Sure, isn't for the club.
You're right, Annie. It's for the club.
It's for the club.
Good luck.
Thanks, Annie.
Slán.
See you later. Slán.
It's for the club.
Well, tell me this. What are you going to do the rest of the evening now?
I am shattered. I am away to my bed. What about you?
Oh, lad. Aye for the whistling donkeys. I'll see you in the morning. All the best.
Mai Shiv and Shin.
Time ends now.
And Carrigor agus ta slua all war. Asan Carrigor agus as Chiron. Towards Takiach the Difa. Big crowd here from Carrickmore and Throne. Very happy with that performance there by Matthew McGurk. Anton O'Marhalia, Cléna ní Fallún, Annie Nicalin, Kidlin Nicarmelia, agus Maeve Nicalin. So that was Niamh Colmcilla from Carrigmore, and their piece was called It's for the Club. The next act that's coming on is from Cundy and Doon, and it's Bryansford, Afrian, as Cundy and Doon. It's based at the foot of the beautiful Mourne Mountains in County Down. It's the second time the club has reached the Ulster Final for the Novelty Act. This year they're performing the Football Review Committee.
Cundy Hero and Ish Tamajik Jack take Cundy and Doon, and their Novelty Act is entitled the Football Review Committee. So is there any Down support in the hall? Any County Down support? Okay, so Torrigi Boulibos Moore, Docundi and Doon, and we'll announce clear stage when they're ready to set up.
Suzanne said there's plenty of support within the hall, but we've also support out in France. And hello to Madeline.
I want you to make plenty of noise. Apparently we have about 1,500 people watching online on the live Facebook. So a great crowd. So if you could give a great cheer out for the people watching at home.
So a big shout out to Madeline Brian Bell out in France, and also to Niall, Catherine and Eve Fitzpatrick who are tuned in Canada. You're very welcome to the broadcast. Agus buenigi soltas. Hope you enjoy the performance by the
Okay,
Bransford team.
clear stage, time starts now.
How do you get on?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special meeting tonight. This is our first full RFC meeting, which, as you know, stands for the Football Review Committee.
More like a football ruination committee.
Well, as you know, we need to make our game of football more exciting and attractive to our supporters. And to do this, we may need to make some small tweaks or a full-scale overhaul of the rules. Can you remember Pat Spillane on the Late Late Show talking about the football final? The 97 kick passes and the 592 hand passes. Is it football or handball we're playing? And Pat said he was more interested in watching a seagull walking round Croke Park than the football being played.
What did Father Ted say?
Down
that sort of thing.
Now, at our last meeting, I asked you all to go away and to think of some new and innovative ideas that would make our game of football more exciting. So, I am looking forward to hearing each of your proposals. So we'll start with Everett, Erin, Clara and you, and Shimmy. What are your thoughts?
Thoughts? I'll give you my thoughts. I think we all agree that Gaelic football has become a bit dull and far too tactical. This business of the ball going from side to side like wiper blades can be infuriating. Hand pass here, hand pass. They prefer ever putting the goalpost on the sideline. Hand pass here, hand pass there. In my day, they just hoofed the ball up into the forwards and let them fight it out. It's a muzzle, a bit of blood and thunder. And if my motions pass, there'll not be a seagull to be seen in Croke Park ever again. As well as that, if they're touched at all, the full heap rolling around, you think they were shot. My motion is to stop all this handball. And you have to kick the ball up the field 30 metres.
What about the play act, Shimmy?
Play act? I'll tell you about play act. Any play act and the opposing team gets a penalty. That'll stop the nonsense.
That's a tremendous idea, Shimmy. But I would be a bit worried that proposal might be kicked out. So, well, let's have a show of hands, or should I say, hoof, for Shimmy's proposal. Oh, motion passed. Everett, do Erin, Clara and you. And I think I'd like to hear from Dipna.
Flags. I just love flags. I don't think we have enough flags in the GAA. My proposal would be if we encourage more shooting so we could fly a few more flags. So my proposal would be if you score a goal, you'll get 1 point, 3 points, and the umpire will raise a green flag. If you get 1 point, the umpire will raise the white flag. If you get 2 points from the 30-metre line, the umpire will raise an orange flag. You'll get 3 points if you score from the 45, and the umpire will raise a blue flag.
Did you say pints or points?
Here, I think you've had too many pints. However, you'll get 4 points if you score from the halfway line, and the umpire will raise a yellow flag. I just love flags. I don't think we've enough flags in the GAA. Green flags, white flags, and orange flags.
With the waving of all them flags, our lingus will think it's air traffic control. They'll be landing an airplane behind the net.
Oh, I know it all sounds a bit confusing.
Confusing? The umpire looked like a scene out of Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
I flew my flags with many colours.
John, this is not a singing competition. Now settle down and let's get back to business. Now, Tipna, that's a very colourful idea, and it would definitely improve the average scoring per game. So let's have a show of hands, or should I say flags, for Dipna's proposal. Motion passed. Everett Trey earned her, and I think we'll have Grania, please.
I've been studying Gaelic games for the last few years, and I just think the supporters, well, they are just sick of the way the goalkeepers run up to the forward line looking for glory, and then they don't get back in time to save their goals. You see, I got the idea when I took my wee dog Rhea out the back to do her business. You see, Rhea wears a special collar, and if she goes beyond our garden gate, she gets an electric shock. That way, she doesn't go beyond our gate. Now, you see, my proposal would be that we would place a dog collar on the goalkeepers. We would place the sensors at the 20-metre line. If the goalkeeper goes beyond that line, they'll get an electric shock. And that way they will stay in their goals.
They'll be getting the RSPCG on you.
And what's that?
The Royal Society for the Protection of Cruelty to Goalkeepers. What next? You'll be asking them to bring a poo bag with their kit.
That's a marvellous idea, Grania. Well done. Okay, folks, who will take the lead on voting for goalkeepers wearing dog collars? Motion passed. Ever Car Earn Clara knew. And I think we'll hear from our referee Bounty.
My motion is for the protection of referees.
Children!
My old granny, God rest her soul, Adam and August and Fick, August and Spurred, Neve, and men, always says that football was far too rough a game. It's like an episode of Fair City. There's that much bawling and shouting going on. And then I have yellow cards, black cards, and red cards. And the only card I want is a Valentine's card.
Oh, the next time you go down to referee a match down in that rough team Bransford, you'll be lucky to come out with a get well suit card.
And not only that, I'm supposed to have eyes in the back of my head. And it was only on Friday night I was up and down that pitch, like Usain Bolt.
I went to that match on Friday night. You definitely weren't no Usain Bolt. My granny would have been quicker than you.
Lip, that's another thing. Any lip, and the ball's going 50 metres up that field. If you foul, if you don't release the ball quick enough, it's going 50 metres up that field. In fact, if anybody comes on my radar, it's going 50 metres up that field.
Here, looks like you'll be doing some 15 metres in a match. Them old hamstrings will be under some pressure. But here, don't worry. I'll bring a wee scooter for the next time you're going.
Here, I could be doing with it.
But the look at you can do with that Valentine's job.
That's enough. I'm bringing this meeting to a close.
I'm sorry, Monty. We should show our ref a wee bit more love and respect.
What?
I've been a white ref for many's a year, and I'm blowing my whistle loud and clear. And the rules they are changing, it's a brand new game. And here in the middle to make a fair game, and it's no, they never, no, they never, no more will I let these new rules make
Clear stage, time ends now.
The next act that will be coming on stage is from Níomhorda in Ahagalan.
Okay, and Condi Geranachatogin, our last county, and the newer class is Condi Intrama, Ahagalan, Condi Intrama. Will Dinner be a stay on club shin? Anybody from County Antrim? My Shiv? Okay. And their newer class is entitled In Times of Test, Family and Friends Are Best. Bulu Boss Moore, da Condi Intrama. Clear stage, time starts now.
Wasn't it a powerful send-off? Look at the crowd. Sure wasn't Seamus a very popular man?
And the music, it was just so beautiful. It would have brought a tear to a glass eye.
But you know what I'm going to tell you, but poor Kate will not know what end of her is up. For apparently Seamus did every turn about that house.
Ah, Kate, we were just saying, wasn't that a lovely send-off Seamus got? He would have loved every minute of that.
Oh, he loved a good funeral, all right. Do you know what I'm going to tell you, Kate? Your Seamus was a lovely-looking corpse. He looked a picture of health in that coffin.
He never looked as well.
Would you listen to them? See if I ever get on like that. Tell me to have a word with myself.
Sure, we were at the wake the other day. My ma says to Kate, doesn't Seamus look awful well?
Awful well, and him lying there, you know.
And my ma pipes in, isn't he looking just like himself? Like who else was he going to look like?
Sure, people say the weirdest things at a wake. Like, oh, it could have been worse. Sure, it can't get any worse.
Well, my ma says we're all in the queue.
What?
She says we're all in the queue, but the good thing is, we just don't know who's next.
Come on, you.
Oh, Kate, love, Kajam, our tattoo. How have you been? Oh, I'm all right.
Oh, have you had many callers?
Just the two of you and Father Pat. He called the other night.
Oh, here, did he stay long?
Oh, aye, a full dinner and a pack of biscuits later.
It wouldn't be like him.
Well, Kate, Mary and I was just saying, it's not good that you should be sitting here all day, every day, waiting on the odd caller or some of your ones to call.
So, we have a plan. The three of us are hitting the road. Now, you make it organised, get a wee bag packed, for come here, I tell yous. I've hired a wee camper van and we leave in the morning.
It's at times like this that you need your friends.
Never mind that. We deserve a break, for I'm just sick, sore and tired running after all of our ones.
Tell me about it. All I do every day are the 4 C's. Cooking, cleaning, cooking, and more flipping cleaning. Can you believe they're leaving us?
Taking time out for their mental health. I've heard it all now.
A trip around the counties, I've heard. The castles in Antrim, cathedrals in Armagh, the lakes of Fermanagh, and the whole cut down to Kerry.
And they're leaving us to fend for ourselves.
And so the very next day, the adventure began. 3 women in their 60s and a camper van. A journey of friendship and fun. They'd have plenty to say as they headed off along the wild Atlantic way.
Look at the state of them.
We don't even know her.
Love you.
Love you. Bye. Oh, are you all in?
Oh, that's us now.
And this, and Kate's dad and you, now cheer, Connell, Donegal. Now, Una, you may keep me right.
Oh, me and this sat nav will do the job just right.
Right here?
Oh, no, left here. Oh, stop it.
Mind the sheep. Oh, never mind the sheep. Poor sheep. But check out that lovely shepherd.
Oh, dear Lord. Now, have you driven one of these things before?
No. But, like, I'm sure I'll soon get the hang of it.
So tell me then, what's Donegal famous for?
Well, Donegal's famous for its singers, Anya and Clannad, and of course, the one and only
Daniel O'Donnell. Well, you know, there's also beautiful beaches and
big high mountains like Gurgle, and of course on Gaeltacht.
Oh, ladies, it looks like we've arrived at our first stop tonight, and there's a wee session on in there too.
Well, sure, I'll drop you two off at the door, and I'll go and park the camper.
We may save a seat for her.
Give me a call, ladies, just in time for the first dance of the night. The night away and sang the homes of Donegal. They journeyed on through Sligo, searching for the Galway shawl.
What a great night, Una, and not one sore head in sight.
And you see the wee barman? He was winking at me all night.
Aye, I'm sure he was.
Una, you're old enough to be his mother.
Ah, would you stop?
Nah.
So,
all in.
What's the route today, ladies? And I'll put it in the sat-nav.
Well, I think we're going to drive straight through Sligo town, into County Mayo, and you know, maybe we'll make a wee stop and knock.
Oh, I've never been to Knock before. I can't wait to see it. Maybe we'll witness a wee miracle of our own.
A wee miracle, I tell you. The biggest miracle that ever come out of Knock. Sloan Airport.
Well, here, there'll be no miracle today if I can get this camper van parked.
We may say a prayer for her.
I'm a prayer for her driving.
Our Lady of Knock, Queen of Ireland, we stand before you today. Please listen as we pray.
Bless all my family at home and away. Give me patience with them every day.
Help me to remember that we're all pilgrims on the way to heaven. Fill me with patience to deal with the people, especially the nuns, the ones I live with.
God help my dad. Bless his sore toe, his sore leg, his sore hip, his other sore hip, his sore knee, his replaced knee, his sore throat, his eye ticker.
That's enough, love. We get the picture.
God bless poor old Kate, and help her in the days ahead. Her poor husband, he just dropped dead. She'd sent him to the shop
for a loaf of bread. Well, Holy Mary, pray that I have a confidence to get that camper van the whole way to Killarney and to keep it out of the ditches.
My Seamus always loved that Mayo team. God bless Mayo this year. Maybe all these new football rounds will put an end to their curse and Sam will be able to pay a visit.
Amen. Wasn't that just lovely?
Perfect.
Now I tell you ladies, next and final destination will be Killarney.
Oh, Killarney, I'm wishing I was home tonight. I'll see you, Killarney, in my dreams.
Are we in again? Do you think the missus at home?
I like a hole in the head.
Do you know, our Keith even says to me the other day, Ma, you are far too bossy and far too nosy.
She did not.
Did she say that to your face?
No, I read it in her diary.
Oh, pull over! Pull over! Stop this camper van!
Hello, Eddie. We were just talking about you and saying how much we missed you all.
Och, we really miss you all too.
There's no crack here without you. Are you having a good time?
Och, we're getting on the very best.
So we were thinking.
Yes?
Well, we were thinking about heading down to Killarney to meet you all.
Ach, no, sure. We'll be home before you know it.
But we'd really like to spend time with you all.
Spend time with us? Sure, you can't stand this side of us when we're at home.
Well, the thing is...
Yes?
We've just landed at Kerry Airport. Have you room for a few passengers?
Oh, you can go nowhere.
Come on, you must squeeze in, and mind you, I was like a sardine before you arrived.
Oh, well, now that we're here, I have a confession to make.
Yes?
I
I was reading your diary, Ma.
Like mother, like daughter.
I read that this is where Seamus and Kate came on their honeymoon.
And we know you were planning to come back together, to go in the jaunting car round the Gap of Dunlow.
Into Kate Kearney's cottage.
A wee stop at Torque Falls.
And a wee jaunt around the lake.
So we brought along Seamus.
And so, we'll make his final wish come true. We'll bring him round Killarney
and up to Ladies' View.
And although I'm far away in lonely eyes, I'll see you, Killarney, in my dreams. We'll take a trip by jaunting car to see the lakeside of cathedrals rising gently, seem to touch the skies above. And in Kate Kearney's cottage, there's a twinkle in each eye as I sip an Irish coffee and I watch the world go by.
Sure, you know the crack.
In times of test, family and friends are best.
Clear stage, time stops now.
So sin Jerry leis an Commertas nua classe, that's the end of the nua class. The next competition will be the Ceol Eirlishe agus Glachishe Tamalbug le Ahanrod Curn.
Right, Tamadre, le Golarai, Higgin, Cade, Commertas Ella, so we're ready for our next competition. And we have Drumlahan from Cundy and Cowan. And just for the purposes of the adjudicators, I think they make these names up just to confuse people. So their jig is the Hawthorn Hedge. And their two reels are Pat Black's and Wishacken Drive, or Wishacken Drive. Is it Wishacken Drive? Yeah, hopefully the adjudicators will know what that is. Okay, so Curragee, Falchawar, Riv, Drimlahan, Cundy and Cowan. So we'll welcome them out on stage. County Cavan out on stage to get their mics set up. Goramila Moyagov Condi and Cowan. Anish Tamajagal Hig Condi Gira Hig Glanoller. We're going to the Shan Mitchell's Club in Glanoller, Condi Gira. And their tunes are The Maid of the Spinning Wheel is the jig. And then Jim O'Donoghue's and The Caucus are the two reels. So The Maid of the Spinning Wheel, Jim O'Donoghue's and The Caucus. Corrigi Fáilte Mhór Condi Gira. Okay, show Condi Ardwaha Anish, Clady Condi Ardwaha. And their jig is the Cat's Meow. And their two reels are the Duke of Leinster and the Cameronian. Okay, so Corrigi, Torrigi Bulu Bossmore, the Sean South, Clady Condi Ardwaha. And could I ask the set dancers to come side stage, please, for the final competition? So Rahamujarayanesh heg an munya glass condi intrama, so will brataha condi intrama shin. Are there any Antrim flags down there? We have a show of the Antrim flags. Okay, so the jig they're playing is Scattery Island, and their two reels are Castle Kelly and the Flogging. Okay, so Scattery Island, Castle Kelly and the Flogging. So Bully Boss Moor the Anmunya Glass Condi Intrama. Right, folks, Tamage really listen, Comertas Jernak. We're ready for our last competition. And just before we do, our two musicians are setting up here, Paul O'Donnell and Daniel McKenna, and I think you'll agree they lend something else to the dancing when you have live musicians here on stage. So, Bully Boss more to Paul August Daniel. I think it's something else when you have the musicians actually playing on stage with the dancers, and it's lovely. So, and Cade Club at Ogin, August and Cade Condi at Ogin na Ardwaha, Raymond O'Hanlon points pass, August. They're going to dance the Sleeve Lucra set. So when the musicians get set up and we get a wee bit of a sound check, maybe we'll have points pass Raymond O'Hanlon with the Sleeve Lucra set.
An wire faden sin agad pass a fuinse cum an rimini anlan. Lane I watchu peg I warchin. Lane na gawan. Lane vigawan. Colette de Roche. Deirdre I Lynn. Deirdre I Wara. Pronchas o Flynn. Agus Brian de Fuiche agus is leir gur winse an ansult as an cian sin. My aid.
My Shiv Condi Ardwaha. I think that's the first time I've seen a standing ovation that score. My Shiv. Anish Tamajagolarai Hig Condi and Doon. Hig Clunduff. Condi and Doon. My Shiv. And they're dancing the plain set. So Corrigi Falcho Rev Condi.
Mai Shivan Shin, Clun Dive, Nadini Avi, and Glacoparcha, and San Group of Settinchin, Prunchus Okin, Niall Okin, Mihal Dewal, Nicola Nicowarge, Wendy Ivranagan, Ursula Nicarni, Lisa Igribin, August Gail Ikahin.
Killy Clocher are going to hear own, and they're going to dance the Cavan Reel set. So Bully Boss Moore, the Conde Heroon.
Ben Ogovan sin Killa Chláthar agus na daine bhíonn sa grúpa sin na Aoife ní Archain, Maureen ní Cahain, Brígin ní Wheelain, Michelín McCanmee, Adrian O'Doherty, Jamer Ducorain, Dara McGillivregia agus Cahal O'Diachain.
Jeru and Leigh, we're coming to near the end of the day. Just can I have another huge round of applause, please, for Paul O'Donnell and Daniel McKenna before they play for this last set. I think you'll agree they have been superb and added to the occasion. So we have Condigura, Derry coming on now, Glanuller, and they're dancing the Moy Cullen set. So Fáilte War of Condigura.
Larger Ben Ogov and Shin Gran and Uller, Tegan ni Wainain, Sarahan ni Canain, Aphid ni Gillivar, Maeve ni Wailain, Fergal O'Cluacy, Donal O'Cluacy, Agus Ronan O'Cluacy. Moi Shiv Gran and Uller Agus Shin Jero Lish na Comartis.
Moi Shiv Condigura. I think the winners that go through, I think you'll agree it's been a fabulous afternoon's entertainment. And the winners that go through to Castlebar on the 26th of April will represent Ulster at a very high level. I think we can be assured of that. So, moi shiv to anyone who took part there today.
Let's see what the hands clapping for this one. That's it. Whistle is down in the Callback Street tonight, and the people they were dancing to the music pie, and the boys shoot the girls with cuts in their hair when the shot the minute you'd sit where were there. Songs they get louder, each one better than before, and you're singing the songs thinking this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and you have a switch of size, and you gotta go where you gotta go, where you gonna sleep tonight. And you're singing the songs, thinking this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and your head was like the size, and you gotta go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight, where you gonna sleep tonight. So you're heading down the road in your taxi got four, and you're waiting outside Jimmy's front door, and nobody's in, nobody's home till 4. Sitting there with nothing to do, talking about Roger Ryder and his motley crew. Where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? And you're singing the songs, thinking this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and your head was like the size, and you gotta go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Hey, you're singing the songs, thinking this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and your head was twice the size, and you gotta go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight? When you wake up in the morning and you hear the face of signs, and you gotta go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Hey, you're singing the songs, thinking this is the life, and you wake up in the morning and you hear the face of signs, and you gotta go, where you gonna go, where you gonna sleep tonight? Hey, where you gonna sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight? Where the Joyce Country Caravan playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? 'Cause we're the Joyce Country Caravan. Friday night, off we go. Tune the fiddle, strain the bow. Oh, we take it handy for the first few sets. Sure, there's hardly anyone listening yet. And we're the Joyce Country Caravan. Playing away and we're doing grand.
us a hand. Cause we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. Thomas and Mary out on the floor. Well, they never lost it, that's for sure. In his sparkling shoes and his dad's white shirt. She has a brand new perm and a pleated skirt. And we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. Playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? Cause we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. Bit of Kelly. We do dues and functions, and weddings and wigs. Shaka-laka-laka, weddings and wigs. Meats and salads, buns and cakes. Shaka-laka-laka, buns and cakes. Well, if you need a few tunes, just give us a call. Shaka-laka-laka, give us a call. For the house, the pub, or the parish hall. Shaka-laka-laka, parish hall. And we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. Playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? Cause we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. Oh, there's a princess on the floor all night. Mona, Carnamona. She can fairly throw them shapes all right. Mona, Carnamona. Oh, how are you mad, are you on your own? Mona, Carnamona. How are you fixed for a seat back home? Cause we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. Playing away and we're doing grand. Well, if we're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? Cause we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. Once more, David. Yes, we're the Joyce Country Gaelic Band. More Kelly.
Okay, Carja. Tamuch Koravere, we're nearly ready for the results, and I just want to invite the chairman of the Ulster Council, Michael Gagan, on stage to say a few words, please. Corrigi Falchawar of Michael Gagan.
Gorma Godanya, our son Corlala, Mila Buikas to Gokdena and you. I want to say on behalf of the Ulster Council, a very big thank you to a few people today. For what I have witnessed today here has been some of the finest talent that I'm sure we've ever seen participate in a provincial score competition. And I think that each and every participant deserves a Bullabus Hanamore. I know we're joined by Paula today. Paula is the chairperson of National Score, and I want to thank Paula, and I want to also thank Brona and all of the committee here in Ulster Score, because the amount of work these people put in, day out, you would not believe it, you never see it, but today shows the work that has been done in the preparation and getting ready for a provincial competition like this. So Bullabus Hanamore to everybody that's involved in the committees, please. I don't envy the judges that are here in front of me. They've had a very difficult task, because when you see the talent that's there, trying to differentiate as to who should get silverware and medals is a very difficult thing to do. And they've had a very tough task today. So Bullabus on award, all the judges, please. Just in the last few minutes, I met somebody who probably may not thank me for mentioning her here, but I think if you're 96 years of age and you're here to cheer on your club, you deserve one Bula bus on a more. So to Mary O'Hagan, well done. And judging by the flag waving earlier on, I think some people were getting into practice for tomorrow, because tomorrow we see the start of the Ulster Championship. So if there's anybody there from Derry and from Tyrconnell, if you want to wave your flags once more and get some more practice in for tomorrow, well done, and the best of luck to each of you tomorrow as you go forward. To Bolyahan Arrogate, I think this very fine facility is a testament to the great Gaels of Silverbridge, and no more famous than our current Uachtaráin Cumann Lucas Gael Jarlath Burns. But I think you should give Bula bus on the more to everybody in Silverbridge for the way they have looked after you all here today. Again, on behalf of the Council, I just want to say that if the founding fathers of this association 141 years ago were actually here and saw the way that our culture, our music and our heritage has not only been preserved, but has grown and grown and grown. And that is through the effort of each and every one of you and your families over generations. And that is testament to the great work that goes on by everybody throughout the association, and particularly in our own province here in Ulster. I think they would be extremely proud of the great work, the great effort and the unbelievable talent that there is in this province. So well done to each and every one of you. August, just to finish up, I want to say to your Banantee, Anya Nguyen. Anya, you've done a wonderful job today, and she is also the Banantee in Cumann Lucas Gael Ardwaka. So anyone that ever attends a match there will hear that voice very often giving out the safety message. But today, I think Anya has done a wonderful job, so well done to Anya. And to everybody who's made this day possible for you all, I want to say well done. And I want to say, as you go forward in 3 weeks' time to the All-Ireland final, to wish everybody the very best of luck, the winners that will go forward. But I also think that you should give a round of applause to every participant today, because everybody has been a winner. Gura Míle Maith Galair, and enjoy the rest of the occasion, as I say, in 3 weeks' time as you move forward. I hope you all attend there to support the provincial winners. What has started as a family, moved to a club, moved to a county, and now you're representing the province, whoever goes forward. So I want to wish them all well as they do so. Gura Míle Maith.
Gura Míle Maith, Michael Anish Bwylum Erie Brona Lennon, Caherlach, Ulster Score, Chairperson Brona Lennon, to say a few words.
Harja, what a wonderful day. Ta fáilte warro of Guji Bela and Argid, Murdered Michael, Hanak Mudge Cajun, Anna Ard, or Nard and you, August my Shiv, Coharja has lived galer. Huge congratulations to you all for a wonderful day. I think everybody in this hall will agree with me when I say Score is much more than a competition to us all. And, you know, as I look out here, I see friends and that I've made throughout my Score journey, and I just want to thank you all for supporting Score within your clubs and for helping it to grow within the province. So well done to you all. I want to thank Michael Gagan, President of Ulster GAA, for his constant support with everything cultural. Michael, thank you very much for everything. It's much appreciated, and for your attendance here today. To the host club, Silverbridge, what fabulous facilities we have here. It's just brilliant, and a special thanks to Lorcan Burns, the cultural officer in Silverbridge. He just couldn't do enough for us all day. So Lorcan, Gura Míle Maith, it's much appreciated. I would also like to welcome, as Michael has already mentioned, the National Score Chairperson, Paula McGee. Paula is much more than a colleague to us all. She's a friend and a very valued member of the Score family. So, Paula, we wish you well at this time. And now to the brilliant Ulster Score Committee. I'm here as chairperson of the committee, but it is a hard-working committee of members of the 9 counties, and it is a great committee to work on, and nothing is ever too much trouble. And to the 9 cultural officers in the county and to the Ulster GAA representative on the committee, Kieran Maguire, Gurmila Moigav, thank you very much. And I must say a special thanks to Philip McGovern, Rooney Hishtascorley, for all his hard work in preparing for today. It takes a lot of time and effort to make up all the paperwork and everything, so Philip, Gurmila Moigat. As well as that, we have the wonderful Anne Quinn, and Michael's already mentioned, Anne is also the national chairperson of Cushton Gilliga. So Anne, we're very lucky to have you in our committee and to have you here officiating today, so thank you. To the wonderful adjudicators, thank you very much for representing Ulster today and your respective clubs and counties, and your talents are very much appreciated, so thank you. There are a lot of thank yous. And last but not least, to Eamon McCullough and Paul Heaney. Eamon and Paul are very much part of the Score family here in Ulster, and your skills are very much appreciated, and the way you treat the competitors and the way your friendship and your support to all of us is greatly appreciated, so thank you. Just a few other things. The live stream is a wonderful tool for people all over the world to watch Score, and we know that there are people who have past Score competitors who are living abroad who were able to watch today, and we had 2,300 people watching today online, which is amazing. So thank you, Paul. And before, just a few formalities before the results are called out. The winners of today will go forward to represent Ulster in the All-Ireland Final in the TF Royal Theatre Castlebar on the 26th of April at 3 p.m. Obviously, we can't all be winners, but I congratulate you all for your efforts, and hopefully the talent on the stage today will inspire you to keep coming back if you don't win today and keep trying for that Ulster glory. The cultural officers will collect, so only one person, please, from each county, your cultural representative, to come forward and collect the mark sheets. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult to man the table with the results. So if you can just go to your cultural officer from your county and they will have your result sheets for you, okay? Gurmila Moigav.
Okay, so Shaw and Chudden Tronona, I will have a leg to do it. So ready, and without further ado, the Rincafornia winners are Dira Waddy Graham's Derry. Moishev, if you could make your way up for your presentation.
Cogarges and Shinlish and Jan as Dira. These Lou have each did a trip to the cottage earlier on the danced trip to the cottage. It's Catch Ni Shrahain, Sarah Nicaniley, Evelyn Nikilney, Maeve Nikilligain, Catch Niklosky, Kiva Niklochlin, Catch Ni Warain, August Clare Ni Conning, and they retain the provincial title, they retain the Ulster title that they won last year as well. So Cogarges, Le Common Ulster Igrahain, As and Jan, Egon Didera, Moishev.
Moishev. Moishev. Ain't a my her fad, Moishev. Moishev Waddy Graham's. Bugurai Higgin Oraniacht Inner. The Oraniacht Inner competition has been won by Emer McGee, Conde and Doon.
Gus Cogarges all war le Emer McGee as Drohid Wayo Gundy and Doon. Congratulations to Emer. She sang earlier on John Reddy the Fisherman in what was a very, very competitive solo singing competition. So Cogarges Lehi Cogarges le Cundy and Doon le Drohid Wayo agus go háirithe le Emer McGee mai sibh.
My who Emer. The next competition, the Irish Act, is going to Lurgan to Clanagale Ardwaha.
Is Cogarges and Shin le Joanne as Common Clanagale. Her piece earlier on was the Lurgan legend about Marjorie McCall. So Cogarges all war le Joanne, and that's a double in Scornanog and Score Sinsir for Clanagale this year. So Cogarges O'Cree le Joanne agus le Common Clanagale.
The ballot group is also going to Ardwaha to Carrigan Croppin.
Cogarges le Carrig Croppin. A big well done to the girls from Carrick Croppin. That's Garrity McLaughlin, Orlevic trainer, Blanid, Nick Everin, Ciara McGarvey, agus Shannon, Nimwil Owl. Tashiros Machoran Shagus Tari made Arthur. They're just in front of me, they're absolutely delighted with that. They sang Only Our Rivers and Phil the Fluter's Ball. So Cogarges all war le Carrick Croppin. By Cudwardini ain't the broad the last to in Camloch, and shin there'll be plenty of proud people in Camloch, but also looking down as well, thinking of the late Mary Lynch who died there before Christmas, Geraldine's mother, a great woman for Score as well as her father as well, and they'll obviously be looking down and be very proud. So Cogarges le Carriga Croppine.
The newer class is going to Intram to Ahagalan. Agus
Cogarges all war le Ahagalan they had a brilliant piece there. At times of test, family and friends are the best, and that was Katrina Vicantasny, Una Nixtravog, Oshin McStravog, Cleana McDonald, Rory McGinn, Kiva McGinn, Aideen McGinn, agus Ciara ní Crahar Cógard just all war le Aha Gallen. Well done to Aha Gallen, who have retained their Ulster title. Fantastic achievement for them. So, Moishev Aha Gallen.
Moishe Vahagallen. The Ceol Urlisha is going to County Cavan to Drumleahan. Moishe.
Was Cógard just all war le Drumleahan Erin Cowan. That was Aideen Niverin, CJ O'Brien, Oshin O'Flynn, Ciara Nealin, August Neve Radi, and they played earlier on the Hawthorne Hedge, Pat Blacks, and Wishahikian Drive. So Cógard just all war le Drumleahan as Cundy and Cowan. Moishev.
Moishev, Cundy and Cowan. And the final competition of the evening, the Rinkashet, is going to County Derry to Glenanuller. Cundy Gura.
So Cógard just in chin le Glenanuller. Glenullen retain their Ulster title. They're represented by Tegan Ní Sarah Ní Canine, Aoife Ní Galavar, Maeve Ní Wheeline, Fergal O'Clucy, Donal O'Clucy, August Ronan O'Clucy. There is an eighth. I'm not 100% sure what his name is. He's not in the programme, but I have a notion that he is another one of the Close brothers. And I'm sure Thomas is delighted with that result as well. So Cógard just le Glenanuller. My eighth. So Carja sin go bheith don le aniu. That's it for Ulster Score 2025 for Score Sinsir. Thank you very much to everybody who tuned in to the live broadcast here. We had people watching in Canada and France, all across the country as well, people who took part in Score all around the world, and it was great to have you on board. So Gurmina Moigav. And just before I sign off, just a huge thank you to Paul Heaney and to Joe Brown for getting everything here available to the world to see. So thanks very much to Mobile Media. Agus Gurmina Moigat Kamai Le Kishta Score. I'd just like to thank the Ulster Score Committee for inviting me to come down just to introduce the live streaming. So Gurmina Moigav the Gachtinya in Score Alu Kamai. Carja Shin Agav La Tan Sky La Fada Ach La Iantach Agus Kilaru Iantat and Culture. So it was a fantastic day of celebration of our culture, and thank you very much for joining us. Good near live. Slan.